Happy Halloween, Marist! We can't wait to throw down and do the Monster Mash with you this weekend because we love you. More than friends. Anyway, we decided to get to the root of a couple classic costumes by interviewing the inspiration for these scary disguises. Why don't we see if we can go find some right now?
We're in the basement of Lowell Thomas naked to make contact with the ghost who is rumored to walk the halls. Let's ask him some questions and see if he has anything to say for himself. Is there anyone in the room with us?
Somebody just brushed my ass.
Focus, Scott. Everyone knows the best way to communicate with ghosts is in the birthday suit.
Right, because they can't ever have a birthday again.
Yeah, whatever.
Somebody just grabbed my nipple.
Boobs.
Did you hear that? Someone said boo.
It's the ghost. Happy Halloween, you ghost, you.
How do you feel?
What?
How does it feel to be impersonated as a Halloween costume?
It actually isn't too bad. The only thing that bothers me is that people never get my catchphrase right.
What do you mean?
I always say the word boobs, but people only hear me say boo. It's customary in ghostly greetings to give people a playful flick and twist on the nip.
Mine is as hard as a diamond.
Alright, so we will tell people that you meant to say boobs. All ghosts mean to say is boobs. They aren't scary at all. We were on our way to Giggles for Halloween costumes when we saw this homeless person hunched over the remains of a Marist freshman.
Obviously, he's a vampire.
Let's go talk to him. How long have you been a vampire?
For about 20 minutes. Why do you talk like that? All vampires talk like this. It helps us pretend to be Eastern European. Did you ever meet the real Dracula? Yes, I did. He was wearing a trench coat and walking out of the supermarket holding a bunch of vegetables.
Are vegetables good for vampires to eat?
How would I know? I'm homeless. Why don't you sparkle like the vampires in the movie Twilight? I'm not gay.
There you have it. Scott, you seen Twilight?
I may have glanced at it.
We will discuss this later. How do you feel about kids dressing up like you for Halloween?
They look good enough to eat. Ah ha 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 ha. By the way, Scott, A is your blood type and it turns me on. Okay, well, I'll be going now. Joe, get in the car. Joe. Joe.
This time, we are in the toilet paper aisle, getting supplies for Frank's Nest ass explosion when we see a mummy.
Everybody poops, even mummies.
Excuse me, can we ask you a few questions?
Look at how high quality this toilet paper is. This is the coolest TP ever.
Focus! Excuse me, Mr. Mummy. We wanted to just interview you for a couple minutes.
I'm gonna put this TP down my pants. It feels so good. Sir, could you just lift your foot?
Scott! Don't you see what you're doing? That's not TP. It's the mummy's wrappings. And boy, does he look pissed.
Whew, that explains the skid marks. Alright, let's get out of here.
Scott and I were at our weekly belly dancing class when we found out a princess was shaking her booty right next to us. Let's see what she thinks of Halloween. Excuse me, princess. Could we ask you a couple questions?
If it gets you out of my sight, which by the way, Scott, my eyes are up here.
Oops, I'm drooling.
Disgusting. Anyway, how does it feel to be a walking, talking inspiration for kids' Halloween costumes?
What, do you mean to tell me rotten little kids are stealing my trademark looks and I'm not even getting paid?
It's Halloween.
I want to take you downtown.
I want to kick your ass.
I'm so mad. The only place I like to see kids is starving in a sweatshop making my dresses.
But don't you want to make kids happy on Halloween?
I'm a kid. Would you make me happy?
You made me late for my shift at Tiggo Biddies. Happy Halloween, you poor filthy scum.
I let Scott drive, and he followed that princess to Tig Old Biddies. And even though I wouldn't let him inside, wouldn't you know it, there was a pirate in the parking lot stroking his parrot. Let's find out if they have Halloween on the high seas.
Avast, you salty swine! Scrub my bilges with that jibber jabber!
I think he's calling you fat.
Sir, have you anything to say about Halloween?
That boy looks like a regular seaman.
Who, me?
I'd make you walk the plank a ways.
Oh god, here we go.
What are you doing with that peg? Where'd you get a sword?
Let's put the hollow in Halloween, baby.
Okay, see you, Scott.
Help! Help!
911, This is Joe from Happy Times. Yeah, that Joe from that Happy Times. Well, me and Scott were doing some work for the show and Scott got... Oh, sorry. Well, me and Scott learned a lot about Halloween, and now let's throw it back for some Happy Times. Yeah, so Scott got...